All right, what's up, everybody? Gonna try something maybe a little new to some, but maybe even older to others, just depending on whether or not you've seen any of the content that I like to put up. But as promised, I thought I'd do something a little different, do a 360 video. You may currently have the ability to see me, but the beauty of this recording format is that you can see even more things if you just pan around. So I work down here at the River Market or City Market here in Kansas City, and it's come to my attention that a lot of people who are even from here haven't actually been down here before. So I thought I'd do a quick little 360 tour of what's going on down here now, just in case it's been a while since you've been down here, or in the event that you've never been down here. So some cool stuff, and just so you know, I apologize if the audio is a little off. This does have stereo mics, but sometimes it picks up more than I would like, including wind, so just putting that out there. Anyway, walking by Bowlings right now. There's Opera House just off to my, I guess it would be in my left or my right, depending on how you're looking at it, but it's across the street nonetheless. Cascones, Italian eatery. Haven't eaten there yet, but at some point I probably will. Blue Nile, Ethiopian cuisine. Had food from there once. It's very good, almost like a buffet style. But of course they serve it up to you. You just kind of pick your food items, but authentic Ethiopian cuisine. Now, KC Soda Company. I gotta tell you, they're one of the few places in the city that have Cheerwine. And if you're from North Carolina and understand the power of Cheerwine, streetcars passing by right now, that's probably what you're hearing. You understand how important it is to have Cheerwine in your life. If you've never had it, come down to KC Soda Company, pick up a Cheerwine. It'll change your life. Minsky's Pizza and Winslow's Barbecue, which I have not had yet. Side note or sidebar, there are a ton of barbecue restaurants here in Kansas City. I've gotten into some debates with my North Carolina friends about what real barbecue is. I would put Kansas City barbecue up against barbecue anywhere. That's a discussion for another time. Hopefully I'll pop into some of these spots and be able to record in there too, so you can check them out. So right now I'm walking in the more market-centric area. Very cool, locally sourced meats. You have a place that sells uniquely Kansas City gear. Typically for people who are touring the city, and even if you're from here, if you want to pick up some Kansas City gear, you can from there. This Vietnamese restaurant that I'm passing now, great food. The wife and I have had some really good food from there. Just kind of walking through, excuse me everybody, kind of walking through more of the market area. Really great deals on fresh produce. I can't promise that it's all organic. I can't promise that it's all locally owned and sourced, but still fairly healthy nonetheless because it's vegetables. This place here, the Tikka House, Indian cuisine, has fresh spices. I don't know if you can kind of take a look in the window there. They have everything, and you can get scoops of things, which is pretty great, that you would normally pay a lot of money for from a spices standpoint. Dragonfly, I've had tea or something from there once. They're pretty good. Burrito Brothers, look, I'm going to tell you right now. You guys love Chipotle, but Burrito Brothers is legit. I mean, they're one of the most legit places in the city to get a burrito. And I know there's going to be a lot of people who want to argue that. You won't understand until you get a burrito from Burrito Brothers. Please go check it out. So one of the other things that you might see if you kind of spin around, the birds are just kind of randomly in this area. That's just kind of how it works. I just passed through another produce area, by the way, and I think a bird just flew past my shoulder. So when you get a chance, go back in the video and you can see it. It was very close. I kind of felt the wind from its wings. See, we have another, I think this is like a Middle Eastern or Indian food market, Mediterranean food market. And then we have the Middle Eastern cuisine here, Habashi House. I've had food from there one time. It was actually pretty good. I liked it. The beauty about being down here, oh wait, commercial break. Beignets, amazing. So if you want to check them out, you should definitely do that. And make sure that when you visit down here, you check out all these places. It's probably one of the more diverse places from a food standpoint in the city. Just within about a square block, you have an Italian restaurant, you have Mediterranean restaurant, you have Ethiopian food, you have just kind of local eateries, local butchers, you have fruits, fresh vegetables, Bloom Bakery that does some pretty cool things in here. They bake everything in-house. They have some really good pastries. Things that are a little outside of the norm from like commercial purchases. It's a great place to just come down and visit. So, and then they have markets here too. So more like convenience stores, just kind of built in. So you can get some of the things you're used to getting, some traditional things. But then they also have some other cuisine that's available too. Farm to table kitchen. Haven't really messed with them before. At some point, I'll probably try to figure out what it is that they do there. The Bite, haven't had it, but I think it's pretty good. During lunchtime, there's normally a mad rush. And Taste of Brazil, Brazilian cuisine, delicious as well. I think I've had one sandwich from there before. So I know I'm moving pretty quick. I don't want to kind of overshoot the battery. But what I will do is probably pop around the corner and go up the back. I'm not going to take my normal walking route. And again, this is like my second walk break, just depending on how long I've been sitting behind the desk. I like to get up and kind of take a walk around and just kind of get out and check out the city. A lot of times I'll walk around with headphones on because I like to kind of set my life to a soundtrack as I walk. So I find that it helps kind of drive my steps and keep me motivated, keep me moving. Also provides great thinking music. So I listen to a random assortment of music just to kind of keep me motivated. But as I walk up the hill here, hopefully I'm able to get all of this. I should have just a few more minutes left on the recording. I think this says about 25, and I don't want to belabor this and bore you, but hopefully you're getting a pretty cool virtual experience just through my normal everyday walk. There is a park right up here on the hill. Mostly people go there and walk their dogs. I don't have a dog, nor do I live close to here, so I don't normally go to the park and just hang out, but maybe on a warm day I'll post up and do something from there. Who knows? It's a possibility. And right now, most of what I'm walking by is residential. Apartments, townhomes, a lot of converted buildings, some of them with very interesting histories. When you get the chance, or if you get the chance and you want to Google it, I highly encourage it. You'll learn a few things about this city and its dwellings. They weren't always apartments or living structures. So it's worth it to check it out and just kind of know the history of the area that you're around. I'm still digging into it. I'm no expert. I just take a couple more seconds every now and then to look some things up and figure out what's around me. So I guess that ends the soliloquy about the surroundings and the buildings. But what I'm coming up on is another restaurant. It's called The Farmhouse. I've been here a couple times. Once was for, I think, like an engagement or a wedding breakfast or a groomsman's breakfast. The other time was with my current employer. This was one where I came for my one-on-one, just to kind of talk with Steve Green about life, the job, adjustments, that kind of thing. Cool stuff. But the Farmhouse is pretty nice. They have good food. very much farm to table. That's a big thing around here. As close to farm to table as possible, as close to seasonal vegetables as possible. Things of that nature. It's good food though. I like it, and they have a pretty good selection and well-rounded menu. And so here's some of the views that I get, and sorry for the motion if that throws you off. At some point I'd like to get some headsets and send it out, so if you don't have one or don't have access to one, just let me know, and we'll find a way to get you paired up with one. But you can pick them up now pretty much anywhere. I think TJ Maxx has them, and Marshalls has them, and all these places have them. So walking next to Farmhouse right now. They're one of those places that I think they have a cutoff time at around 3 or 4 o'clock, maybe a little later, just depending on the weekday. But yeah, still some pretty cool spaces down here, some that I've never heard of. Second in Delaware, I'm guessing they do interior design or something of that nature. There is a spa and salon. I am not necessarily a person who utilizes all of these places, but it's got a pretty cool vibe. It's very much a urban, and I mean that by population, feel to it. So you get that vibe of a growing, budding city. There's other words and definitions for it, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about touring the area. So coming up next to bike terminals, also where you would catch the light rail, rail car, whatever you term it. This is one of the terminals for that, the same one you heard going by me a few moments ago. There's a pizza shop up here. I have not had it yet. I've heard it's delicious. It may be a date night type of thing, but I don't know. I haven't, like I said, I haven't had anything from there yet. But the next place is a coffee shop called Quay, or K, or somebody tell me how to say it in the comments, that's fine. But they have really good coffee. Very trendy spot, always full of people. And so it's a pretty cool place to just kind of meet up and hang out. If you're looking for another place, looks like we have another cafe. I mean, not cafe, yeah, cafe next to it, but on the other side was a salon. There is a rail car up here, which I hear they have parties in, but I can't confirm or deny it because I've never had one there. But yeah, just a lot of cool little nook and cranny spots. So one of my plans with these recordings is to take the camera around, tour the city, kind of give you guys a glimpse of some of the things that I see in the event that you don't make it out to this part of town, or in the event that you don't even live in Kansas City, which actually works out well too. I have a lot of Facebook friends who don't live in the city, and that's fine. They live in various cities across the country, and so yeah, this is kind of my foray into giving a tour of some type with a virtual experience, so you can see more than just a static, you know, one directional image. I want you to be able to experience this in more of an immersive way. That includes noises that I hear while I walk. That includes individuals that I walk past. That includes birds flying by my shoulders. That includes all of this. All of this experience kind of helps shape and reshape the way my mind is working throughout the day. When I take my breaks, which are important, stretch, take breaks, walk, get some exercise. I'm not getting nearly as much exercise as I need to, but this is one little way that I do get that in, and it equals out to be a couple of miles, but it hits a target of about 15 to 30 minutes a day on this walk. And I'm actually taking it a little bit easier than normal because I'm doing the recording, but I did want to give you guys the experience of kind of being down here. And if you haven't been down here, I highly encourage you visit down here. If you're out of town and you might have a trip out to the Midwest and you might come and visit Kansas City, I highly encourage that you stop down here at the city market and just kind of experience another portion of Kansas City. The city itself has a lot to offer, but this is just one little nugget that's kind of tucked away. My favorite part about this area in town is there's so many different types of cuisine that exists, which means you have this really unique cultural mesh. I mean, especially when this part of the city is really buzzing. So on the weekends, when they have the full-on market, and I'll do a recording for that, you can kind of see they have like individual vendors, farmers, craftsmen. Man, people sell all kinds of wares and goods. And as you can see right now, the streetcar's pulling up. It's cool to ride that too, just to kind of check out other parts of the city, because they have stops from here through downtown up to Crown Center and Union Station. So another cool little thing to check out if you ever make it to Kansas City, or even if you already live out here and you're trying to figure out, okay, what are we going to do? This is a pretty free activity. Hop on the streetcar, see where it goes, see parts of the city, get some exposure. It's just kind of a nice way to see the city inexpensively, because it doesn't cost anything to ride a streetcar, but with perspective, maybe even of a tourist if you're from here. I'm going to try to hurry across the street here because I don't want to hold this guy up. All right. But yeah, there's a college extension down here, a multitude of services and companies. I already talked about Opera House, which is over there. But then on this row, it's primarily smaller businesses, marketing firms, agencies. This is a clothing store, Houndstooth. They have some cool clothes in there, specifically for men. So if you're looking for ties and suits and all kinds of stuff, it is not cheap, but very high quality men's clothing. This is Planters that I'm walking by now. A lot of farming based things, but also a lot of just kind of home maintenance stuff. They also have candles, they have flags and bags and sprays and all that kind of stuff. And then across the street is Taco Company, Kansas City Taco Company. Great food, fairly inexpensive, quick. I've eaten there just a couple times, but it was good both times. And now I am walking into the place where I work, and you can kind of look around the office, video game. And most of the stuff, if you've followed me, you've already seen it, so it won't be a shock to you. But then my desk is the one with all of the Darth Vader stuff, and then apparently the Christmas lights that I still have yet to take down. So, quick tour. Just wanted to bring you guys along for the ride. More of these videos coming. This one will probably take a little while to get downloaded, so hopefully I do it in a way that is timely and can get it posted up. But until next time, talk to you guys later. Peace.